Welcome back to Brands Hatch and the Radical UK Cup. Newcomer this weekend to Radical Racing is the former Formula 4 and Formula 3 racer Victor Creer, embarking on a new career in sports cars.
So Victor, this is only the third time you've ever been out in a Radical. How did the car handle for you?
Yeah, it was nice. The race was nice, and I feel the car very good. The engine is amazing, and handling the car is so nice. I really like it being racing in the Radicals, yeah.
And how does it compare to other cars that you've raced? You know, you've raced in Formula Ford and Formula 3.
It's just a different thing, you know. It's a prototype car, and handling the car is just a little bit different, less downforce, but the engine is much better than the F3 car. It's much quicker. I just love it.
After a disappointing non-finish in race 1, Manhalalos is upbeat for his chances in race 2.
I'm hoping to win. I'm going for a win. I think I've had a whole string of bad luck over the past 5 races, and I think Lady Luck owes me one now or two, so I'm going for it.
Good stuff. Well, we wish you lots of luck with that. You've qualified 4th for race 2 here at Brands Hatch this weekend. Have you got a strategy for getting ahead?
Well, yeah, I'm really happy about the qualification because the only 3 guys ahead of me are all pros. No, my strategy is to finish the race, keep it. I've got a good advantage over the rest, and I think if I can just have an eventless race, I'll win it.
So Jamie, you were out first today. Hopes for race 2?
Yeah, hopefully we can all start at the first corner. Obviously, the forwards at the front are all really tight, so it could be an interesting first corner.
I think it's going to be a difficult race. Brands Hatch Indy is notoriously close. The lap times are very close, and obviously the pit stop penalties are fairly large. So it's going to be a difficult race for us, I think. But we'll just have to see what we can do. At least we're starting in the right place to give ourselves the best chance.
I thought Andy did a great job. Got in the 48, so we were over the moon. I got in the car, I had a belt issue specific to the male part of the body, let's say. So I had to come in, readjust, much to the amusement of my team. They went back out, but great fun, and it's just so competitive that if you do take your eye off the ball like that for a minute, ball being the operative word, then you do lose some time. But yeah, mega cars, great fun.
First race in this car for both of us, first race ever for me here, so a lot of learning the track, and longest time I'd actually had a single set of laps, 20 laps in the car, so I was starting to feel much more comfortable by the end of it. And that's the great bit about the Radical, is actually a bit of time in the car, you do get to feel very comfortable very quickly. So Chris and I both managed to keep it on track, we both managed to finish it, we didn't finish last, and we're both getting quicker. So all to play for today. I'm really looking forward to today's race.
The UK Cup Radicals are lining up behind me, as you can see, ready to blast off for race 2 of the weekend here at Brands Hatch. We've got a very competitive front of field. We've got Stuart Mosley over there in P1. Also behind me we've got Victor Creer, who was on pole yesterday. And in 3rd over there we have Ross Kaiser as well. But Manhalalos has said that he wants to win this race, so it could be anyone's race.
Certainly could be. The cars making a magnificent sight then as they set off on their formation lap ahead of the rolling start in the ultra-competitive Dunlop Radical UK Cup. It's a large crowd here at Brands Hatch, enjoying the June sunshine and enjoying, I'm sure, what is going to be 40 minutes of white-hot excitement on track. So let's have a look at how they line up then, with Stuart Mosley in pole position, Victor Creer alongside them on the front row of the grid. Race 1 runner-up, Ross Kaiser is 3rd, and Manhalalos, well, he's really up for this one in 4th position. Race 1 winner, Zach Chapman, starts in 5th position, and the fastest of the SR3s is Alex Kapadia. So the pace car peels in, and the cars then beginning to build the acceleration as they turn through clearways, have to run then a close formation through Cart Curve along the Bramham Straight, but when those red lights go out, the race gets underway. The lights go out, and here we go. Who's got the jump from the lights? A super start from the white car, Manhalalos. He tries to squeeze around the outside. He has been able to overhaul Ross Kaiser, though, to move into 3rd position. But it's Mosley leads it. A defensive career from Alos in 2nd as the field surge up to Druids for the first time. Are they all cleanly through? Yes, they are. As Mosley tries to pull away, it's Creer 2nd. Alos fighting for 3rd position. Zach Chapman's had a slightly poor start. We ride in car with him now as he looks to fight up through the order. Jamie Stanley's going to try and squeeze past. He does now. He's now in hot pursuit of Sean Barrows. They all squeeze through Surtees. Stanley then just to the head of the SR3s. That's been a good start from Jamie Stanley as the field turns through Clearways out of Clark Curve and on to complete the first lap of the race, with Stuart Mosley and Victor Correa setting the pace ahead of the field, and then Alos in third with a very keen-looking Ross Kaiser in fourth position. Then this battle shaping up between Sean Balfe and Zach Chapman as they climb the hill towards Druids. And Chapman, well, he would dearly love to do the double at Brands Hatch this weekend. Manhal Alos, though, he's really keen for this race. He was so disappointed to be eliminated really before the first turn in race one. He wants to make amends in race two, so he's currently in third. He's seen off the immediate challenge from Ross Kaiser. He now needs to set his sights on closing in on Victor Correa, because that's what he wants to be doing, is fighting for the overall lead of the race as they come through Clark Curve once more onto Brabham Straight. And this leading quartet already breaking clear at the head of the field from the Sean Balfe and Zach Chapman battle. Plunging through Paddock Hill Bend, then sliding the rear of his car, Matt Alos. He's pushing these early stages, and that gives Kaiser the opening up the hill towards Druids. And Alos has to take the very tight line through Druids as Ross Kaiser swarms all over the tail of Matt Alos' car, trying to find a way through. He can't quite do it as they tip then through Graham Hill Bend, the short shoot on towards Surtees. Left then right, very high speed sequence. And Matt Alos, is he going to take the defensive line in his clearways? He most certainly does. Hugging the inside of the road, he's going to make this very difficult for Ross Kaiser, but at the same time he needs to be mindful that he doesn't want to give the leading duo the chance to escape, because at the moment it's looking quite comfortable for Stuart Mosley and Victor Correa. Not really having to push particularly hard as Tony Wells starting from the back of the grid. That was a tight squeeze through on the 33 car of Nick Padmore, and that's why Nick Padmore is racing Tony for position. He's going to make it difficult for Tony. Super camera angle as well. Really get an insight into how hard the drivers are working at the wheel of these Radical SR8s. Very smooth though through Druids from Tony Wells. He was hard to believe, he was just in his second season as a racing driver, Tony. He's developed so quickly behind the wheel of these Radical sports cars, and he's just jumped into the SR8 this year and has been immediately a front runner. So he now makes that move on Nick Padmore. He's got to cover the line off a little bit, possibly through clearways, as the leading duo just closing up on each other here. Down through Paddock Hill Bend. Victor Correa is not making this easy for Stuart Mosley. Mosley would rather like to be running out on his own, as it is Correa keeping him very, very honest. But a pair of them all the while breaking clear. We've got this super battle in the SR3s. Colin Noble, the race one winner. He's got the number 19 car of Tom Ashton right on his tail. Also Bradley Ellis looking to make ground as well. Ellis in the black and yellow number 6 machine. So the three of them. And it's rolling dice as they queuing up really behind Tom Ashton. Tom Ashton in second in the case of Bradley Ellis, but both of them behind Colin Noble. And Noble, well, he's not doing anything untoward here. He's just driving the racing line. He's doing that very quickly, and therefore he's making it a near impossible task for the cars behind to try and find a way through. Clearways is the opportunity. If you get a good run out, then you want to use the slipstream along the Brabham Straight and challenges Paddock Hill Bend, and that's what Bradley Ellis is going to do. He's prized an opening to the inside Tom Ashton, and through he goes. Ellis gains the place, just sliding the car through Paddock Hill Bend, and Bradley Ellis now in hot pursuit of Colin Noble. Tom Ashton, meanwhile, has a regroup, a rethink, see if he can gain the place back. Meanwhile, the battle to lead the race is getting ever closer, isn't it, here, because Victor Correa has chipped away a couple of tenths at Stuart Mosley's advantage. All the while they're pulling clear of the fight for third position. So an enthralling tussle for the lead of the race. Now is Correa going to try and make his move before the pit stops, or will he wait until the pit stops, keep his powder dry, and then use the final 20 or so minutes of the race to try and pick his way up the order? Well, if you're ever learning to drive, that's the perfect 1 o'clock position, isn't it, on the steering wheel from Victor Correa. And he looks to be in total command. It's Radical, hard to believe he'd only driven the car 3 times before this weekend. Just looking so smooth, Victor Correa. Building on his single-seater experience, particularly Formula 3 racing, which many of the drivers who've raced in Formula 3, then raced in Radicals, will tell you is really a very good education for Radical racing in terms of the smoothness and precision that's required for a quick lap time. Also teaches you an awful lot about how to keep a very quick drive behind you, which is what Matt Howells is having to do at the moment, because he has still got Ross Kaiser glued to his rear wing as they plunge down through Graham Hill Bend. And Kaiser, he's been like this behind Alos throughout much of the race. He's struggling to find a way through as the leaders get into traffic, and this is going to be very tricky for them here. And this could be Correa's opening, as just getting a little bit caught with Stuart Mosley. Victor Correa is going to try and find his way through as they accelerate into Panic Hill Bend. Incar with Colin Noble as the leaders shot past him. And can Carrere make the move into Druids? No, he can't quite. Just covering the line in time was Stuart Moses, but now there's nothing to pick between them as they come out of Druids. Probably about half a car length, no more under braking at Graham Hill Bend. And Victor Carrere, is he going to make his move now? We're rapidly approaching the pit window opening, so if Carrere's going to get through before the first pit, so we really need to do it in the next couple of laps. They've got more traffic just beginning to figure ahead of them. So they accelerate then out of Clark Curve along the Bramham Straight. There is the 1000 car, Chris Harris at the wheel. He will very shortly be handing over to the fastest man in the world, Andy Green, who is limbering up there, ready and waiting in the pits, which gives us a good moment to take a brief break from the action here at Brands Hatch. Join us in a few moments' time for the conclusion of the Radical UK Cup.